They say following is easy. Sure, following a crowd is comfortable. Following the norm is effortless. But following your purpose that God has for you, that's difficult. In order to lead, you must first be led. It was easy for me to lose sight of my purpose in the madness of PT school. Go to class, take notes, drive home, inhale some food, and study. After a year of going through the motions, it was time to stop making my own way and time to be led by the big man upstairs. I asked him, how can I do more? How can I be more? Not long after, I received an email about the IU Student Outreach Clinic's search for a new executive board. I wanted to apply, but my mind was filled with self-doubt. I mulled over the opportunity for a few days before expressing my interest in the research and records position. I could sit behind the computer, punch in numbers, organize paperwork. It seemed safe. Courtney's response was not what I had expected. I'm so happy that you're interested in becoming a board member, but would you have any desire to be a promotions co-chair instead? Then she followed up. This position doesn't have much responsibility on clinic days, so you'd be free to treat patients and fill in where needed. You'd be a jack of all trades. I think this would be a great position for you. To me, this was God saying, listen, your talents could be better used here. Just trust me. How powerful such a simple email was during a time where I was searching for more. In this role as promotions co-chair, I was able to do all the important 8s. Collaborate, communicate, create, educate, and advocate. Not only was I able to do all these things, but I was able to practice them, build upon them, refine them. I saw firsthand the influence that sociocultural and economic factors have on an individual's life. Experiencing these things in the clinic made me a more understanding and compassionate advocate. Becoming involved with the IU SOC kickstarted my desire for more. I became a student mentor for 3 classes, a role that taught me to be a leader who recognizes the limits of my knowledge and actively seeks new information. I want to be so uncomfortably aware of my shortcomings that I never settle for being comfortable. A leader who can take constructive criticism, but also have the courage to give it. A leader who is open to others' interpretations and always willing to listen in order to hear. People always joke about front row sitters being the nerds, but I think there's more to be said about front row sitters. In a way, being one shaped my vision of who I am as an emerging leader. I want to be a leader who minimizes their distractions, who stays focused on the goals of my team and myself despite diversions around me. Sitting in the front row, I had a better view of what's ahead and I could see the full picture. And as an emerging PT leader, I hope to always see the promise and potential of the profession. And lastly, my volunteer experiences have taught me lessons about what it means to be a successful leader. Volunteering at Rock City Boxing taught me that people around you are looking for a support network, for someone to push them to reach their goals. All it takes is for you to show up and show that you care. Serving as a hippotherapy sidewalker at Children's Theraplay taught me that it's okay to step outside of your comfort zone. There are things to be learned, inspirational people to be met, and growth to be had there. RHI's adaptive sports program taught me that leading is also about following. Listening to experienced volunteers and to the athletes taught me that there's always something to be learned. This assignment was to reflect on my vision of myself as an emerging leader, but I think I see myself as more of an evolving leader. With each new experience, my perspective on how I see myself as a leader in the PT world will change, but I hope to be a leader who exhibits the characteristics that were instilled in me through these PT school experiences. There are many critical elements that I will need to seek out in order to support this vision and to achieve my goals. But I decided to use LEAD as a mnemonic device, so I'm easily reminded of what I need to actively pursue as a physical therapist. L. Love like Jesus. I want to be a leader who leads like Jesus did, with a servant heart. John 13:12-15 says, when he had washed their feet and put on his outer garments and resumed his place, he said to them, do you understand what I have done for you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, for I am. If I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example that you should do just as I have done for you. Jesus was not willing to ask anything of his followers that he wasn't willing to do himself. E. Encouraging environment. Being immersed in a positive work environment with an experienced and willing mentor and a cohesiveness among staff will be crucial to my success. I believe you are a sum of the people around you and that you inherit traits from those who have led you. I want to take on and exhibit behaviors as a leader that exude understanding, support, and gratitude. A. Additional learning opportunities. I aspire to be a PT that seeks new opportunities to build up my toolbox. Patient experience can go a long way in guiding clinical judgment, but I want to search for places to learn beyond the clinical setting so I can serve my patients and my colleagues to the best of my ability. And lastly, D, diligence. I don't ever want to lose sight of why I became a PT, to serve others, to inspire others, to make a difference in the clinic and the community. Commitment to self-reflection and finding life balance will ensure that I am giving my full effort in each role that I have. Through the challenging times and the rewarding moments, I will act with persistence and purpose. I see my path to becoming a leader in the PT profession as a climb, not a straight path with a smooth road, more like a terrain with obstacles, pit stops, and detours where I will occasionally need to ask for direction from those around me. I think my path to leadership has already started just simply by recognizing what it will take to be a leader: dedication, self-awareness, motivation, and continual learning. I hope to be a leader in my profession even without an established leadership role, simply by acting with integrity, practicing with excellence, and letting my actions speak for me. Where will you be led?